And welcome to Tea Time here on C is for Crone, and I am Ray, the crone in C is for Crone. And welcome to our rapidly disappearing sunny afternoon here in Vegreville, Alberta. Okay, it happened. Book number 1 was this one by Arnold Bennett, The Old Wives' Tale. It does turn out that it is the book. I talked about that in the last Tea Time episode. Episode number 5, according to my notes, that I slowed down and I got this far into the book right here. Not very far. Yeah, I can't get into with those teenage girls and the Victorian lifestyle type thing, and it's just not. And then there's a sick dad who apparently he had a stroke, and just that whole lifestyle. I'm just not in that place to be reading that. I don't know. Depressing? I don't know if it's depressing. It's a book. Maybe that's the problem. It's a book. And I did say last time that I was reserving the right to not finish reading it if I couldn't get into it. So I'm going to put that book away for a while. I don't think it's a bad book. I just think for me it's not what I want to be reading right now. I thought it might be, but it's not what I read. So on to book number 2 and moving forward and enjoying life in the life of reading. If you started a summer list of some kind, reading list or video list or whatever other list like I suggested, because it doesn't have to be reading, it could be a learning list, whatever. Just have some fun in your summer. I hope it's going well. I really do. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I hope you're learning. My knitting needles in my bag just don't want to stay in there. Possibly they're getting caught in my sweater. It's a modified. This sweater is a modified version of a woman's cardigan, Bago Day crochet, and more here on YouTube by Crystal Dateman. It's her pattern. I just modified it to make it bigger and that kind of thing, and changed up the stitching for the sleeves so they're a lot wider and stuff like that. And it's kind of my lounge-in sweater. But anyways, what is book number 2? What did I gravitate towards? I went with the Narnia series. And right now, I'm currently in the first book, The Magician's Nephew, using a piece of rainbow ribbon as a bookmark. And I have, from the looks of it, in one day, read as much in that Narnia book as I read over a couple of weeks of that other book, The Old Wives' Tale. So I started reading it, and oh my god, it was exactly what I needed to get myself back into reading. It's just what I wanted. That little bit of adventure and fantasy and shoulder check for husband. Anyways, just a little bit of yayness, different. I guess I just didn't want reality in there, and yes. So Narnia, yay, Narnia. I kind of figured that I would. This would be one of the ones that I really, really wanted to be reading. So, so far in The Magician's Nephew, we have exactly that, the magician, the nephew, and a little girl next door, and the adventures that are ensuing, and a witch that they found. Okay, let's put it here on the back, because they're using from the Disney movie. This is not an original book cover. It's a, how many books are in this series? So Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. We have The Magician's Nephew, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, The Horse and His Boy, Prince Caspian, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, The Silver Chair, and The Last Battle. Now, for those of you, I'm so sorry, Disney, but you bombed that movie. For those of us that read the book, wow, did you walk all over the place. It was just lame, bad writing. I don't know what you were thinking. Just not the best book in the world. I mean, movie in the world. I was so disappointed. The books are so good. So anyways, so yes, the first book is The Magician's Nephew, and that's where we're hanging out. And on the back cover, there's a good, it says, see on the back cover, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is now a major motion picture from Walt Disney Pictures and Walden Media. Bad movie. As bad a movie, or possibly even worse than Aragon. And what they did to that book was just bad, bad, bad. Like his fellow genius, Tolkien, and then we're talking about J.R.R. Tolkien, who did Lord of the Rings. C.S. Lewis has redefined the nature of fantasy, adding richness, beauty, and dimension. In our times, every fantasy realm must be measured in comparison with Narnia. And some guy named Lloyd Alexander wrote that. And we have here, Journeys to the End of the World, Fantastic Creatures and Epic Battles Between Good and Evil. The book that has it all is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, written in 1949 by C.S. Lewis. But Lewis did not stop there. 6 more books followed, and together they became known as the Chronicles of Narnia. For over 50 years, the Chronicles of Narnia have transcended the fantasy genre, become part of the canon of classic literature. Each of the 7 books is a masterpiece, drawing the readers into a land where magic meets reality, and the result is a fictional world whose scope has fascinated generations. This edition presents all 7 books, unabridged, in one impressive volume. Impressive. Dude, it's quite heavy. And as you can see, it's got all the books in one. And like I said, the other day, I wasn't feeling good. I just needed to relax, and picked up the book, got into it, and I was just very curious to see whether or not it was me or it was just the book. And it was the other book, so yes, yay Narnia, yay! Thank you so much for bringing back that. So I'm going to try in this time of that I should be reading. I'm very busy with stuff around the house and the other playlist parts. I've got the 2 summer yarn projects. I've got the Crone Cottage, as I mentioned in CS for Crone, and I'm working on gardening and making a meditation sit outside sort of veg area where I can pray and stuff like that, and maybe do yoga. A wellness space. Yeah, the Crone Wellness Space. And I'll be taking a book out there and read when I need to get out of the house. So planning on including more reading in all of that busy stuff. Because I think that's really what I want tea time to be all about, is this moment where you stop. It and moments, those little 1 to 2, a couple of them are a little bit longer than that, but those few moments where you get to sort of sit and stop. So here's to stopping in a very most pleasant way. And what do we have in the cup? Had snack earlier, was chicken strips and a banana. And in here I've learned to make myself a mocha out of silk milk, the soy milk. The soy milk has the most protein in it, closest to dairy, versus all the almonds and coconuts and stuff they don't have nearly enough. Excuse me, the soy has 1 serving of protein per cup. So my recipe for, I love my magic bullet because it just mixes everything up. In this, and Kirk tried this, my husband tried it, and he said it tasted a little bit like a ice cap. Not 100% like an ice cap from Tim Hortons, but it's very creamy, and it's not that he wants to drink, he's not a big fan of soy milk, but it's 1 teaspoon of instant coffee, at least 2 heaping tablespoons of dessert tofu, and that's important. Dessert tofu is important because it will blend up the best and smoothest and disappear in, so you don't got any floaty chunkies in your things. So dessert tofu, 2 tablespoons, 1 teaspoon of instant coffee, 2 tablespoons of tofu, about half a cup, I would say, of normal silk soy, and the rest to fill up the cup was the chocolate silk soy milk. And then I buzzed them all up in my magic blender, and in a taller blender cup, not the handled one, but the taller blender mixie cup thing. And so good. I'm not a big coffee drinker. It can upset my stomach, so I have to be careful, but it's been nice to have some sort of creamy mocha something, seeing as I cannot have soft serve ice cream. I can eat cheese, do a little bit of sour cream, getting smidgies of dairy back, but not enough to just go screaming off and running off to Dairy Queen to go and get my mocha latte. And I miss them a lot. So, but that's what's in the cup. It is a soy mocha milk drink, and enjoying it very, very much. So enjoy your summer projects and your summer to-do list. Hopefully you're having fun with that. You know, that's something enjoyable. If you're catching this for the first time, go check the other videos on Tea Time, because I usually read poetry. Was going to do a story prompt this time, but I'm pushing 15 minutes, so we'll just wrap this up, and I'll do something next time. Let you know what's going on with the book, and then read. Anyways, I hope you're enjoying yourself. Pick something that you really like to do. Make it video games. You know, maybe you have a bunch of video games you haven't played yet, or there's video games and you've got some money and you want to go buy. Go get your video games. Go buy them. Go play them. Watch movies. Sit down and binge watch. Do Lord of the Rings. Do your series, your TV series and stuff like that. Take time out for yourself. And that's what Tea Time's about, is stopping, enjoying, and taking time out for yourself. So, until next week, have a good afternoon, and may you have more sunshine than rain. Bye.